This too is Yuri.
Hello, AGDQ.
Hello, AGDQ 2026. I am Professor Burtch.
And I'm Blackheartwings. And we are here to show off some split fiction.
You are probably wondering why, or what the category of a split
You're doing great.
side story showcase is. I'm getting the stutter out now. Great. This side story showcase. So in split fiction as a whole, there are 12 side stories amongst the main 7 levels of the game found throughout some of the first 4 levels. There are 12 total. Today's showcase is going to be taking us through 10 of those side stories. This showcase more or less started as an online thing, but as you can imagine, playing an online co-op game over Discord latency, as well as across the country from each other,
was difficult.
is going to have some issues. So we elected to cut out 2 of the stories because they require a lot more coordination between the 2 of us. That online play really was
unoptimal for
unfun. And we like to enjoy our speedruns.
With us on our couch, we have 2 wonderful friends.
Yes,
if you would like to introduce yourselves.
If Jess's actual favorite people in the world would like to introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Quacksilver.
I'm Kara.
Great.
Awesome.
We get right to it.
Anyway, this is going to go fairly quickly. These are 10 levels in total, but all of which are more or less under 5 minutes except for 1. And time is going to start when we both confirm our character selections. So time is going to begin in 3, 2, 1, go!
Good luck, gamers.
Good luck.
First up, we are starting with the very first side story in the game whatsoever, and that is The Legend of Sandfish. Gabby, would you like to do some plot exposition?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so here we are playing as 2 authors, Mio and Zoe. I am playing as Mio, who primarily writes sci-fi, and Burtch is playing as Zoe, who writes primarily fantasy. The 2 of them received basically like a publication deal with Raider Publishing. This is the primary antagonist of the game. They showed up to this publishing location under the guise of a publishing deal under the condition that they partake in an experimental technique.
In a virtual reality sort of setup where, based on story ideas that they have given to Raider Publishing themselves, Raider Publishing has created, wow.
That was rude. Sandfish is rude.
But yeah,
Raider Publishing has designed what is essentially and what we affectionately call the Torment Nexus.
From hit book, Don't Create the Torment Nexus. Okay, I messed that one up. You need to go again?
I'll go again, okay. What we're doing here is we are distracting the sandfish. They function The sandfish are being so rude today. Hi, hello, over here, get me. The sandfish, they behave in the same way that the sandworms from Dune behave, in that they react to any movement on the sand. These pillars here basically function as the intended distraction method, but it's faster to just run into the dunes and you hit your, there we go. It's faster to run into the dunes and just leg it if possible. They're being so mean
They're being so rude and coming so quickly.
They're giving you extra time to explain the plot, that's all.
Oh
Please,
my god.
mercy.
Trust us, this is just early nerves.
It's RNG manip for later.
Exactly.
Later segments.
This is all intended.
That didn't. Oh. So yeah. So essentially Okay. This is. Okay. Reset.
Breathe in. There we go. Jess, do you have any messages for us
I was gonna say, while y'all are
That-
fighting
Give it to me.
some
No.
It did
sand
not.
sharks, we had $25 from 3Pup come in. It says, "Hi friends, you're all really
There we
cool
go.
and super inspiring. Best of
What?
luck on the run, Gabby and Burtch. I know you both are going to crush it. Super proud of you both. Less than 3."
Thanks, 3Pup.
Thank you, 3.
But yeah. So the side stories. So why in this experiment Zoe and Mio are in the same essentially stories when they're supposed to be in their own personalized ones is because a little mix-up happened after Mio got freaked out by the entire process. Basically in the first main level that we get the tutorial in. Oh god. Throat's a little dry.
There is a tussle. Mio freaks out and
falls into Zoe's pod, and therefore causes a glitch in the system. And also, one of the results of this glitch is these side stories start to appear. All the side stories are technically ideas that they did not give Raider Publishing, as we come to find out, because starting in this one in particular. And this is more or less how we find out that Raider Publishing isn't actually... They didn't give Zoe, Mio, or any of the other authors they invited to the office that day a publishing deal. They're currently harvesting all of the authors' story ideas. Sound familiar?
Yeah, when Bert said they're using a new revolutionary technology, that technology is called IP theft.
Exactly.
It's all the rage.
It's all the rage. This game very heavy-handedly essentially acts as a metaphor to be anti-Gen AI.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Pop off for that, crowd.
These devs do so many things so well. Subtlety has never been one of them, and I love them for that.
I know game devs who use subtlety,
and they're all cowards. Oh no.
And also worth noting, for the purposes of this showcase specifically, the side stories are being arranged thematically rather than necessarily in the original any % level order. So this is a custom showcase brought to you by Gabby and Burch.
Yeah. Because two of the stories in particular that we're cutting out are two of Mio's, which will be two sci-fi stories. We sort of arranged it in a way, I'm going to chapter select, and we are going to get into the first of Mio's side stories. While we do, Jess, do you have anything more?
Yes, I wanted to say we had a $100 donation from Cody that says, my wife and I saw It Takes Two for the first time at GDQ, so we are very excited to see Split Fiction. And I wanted to let you all know that we are almost 75% of the way to upgrading that Luigi's Mansion to 100%.
Chat, you want to see Luigi's Mansion 100%.
You really
do.
You really do.
We're here to stop a bomb train from reaching its target.
So they're here to stop a bomb train from reaching their target.
I know writers who use subtext, and they are all cowards.
So yeah, some people watching may be familiar with these devs. Other games in this genre format, It Takes Two, and then before that, A Way Out. These like very narratively driven, asymmetrical co-op experiences. And in each one of them, something that this team really likes to do is they will make a game in a genre, and then at some point, I think they just said, okay, but what if we put every other game in that game? So we're not going to see much of it in this showcase, but there's so many... You should play this game. There's so many weird little mini games, and just in A Way Out, you can play Connect 4, and it's completely optional. It has no connection to the story, and there's a ton of stuff like that.
You do see a lot of the genre mixing and inspiration from other games in the side stories, but it really shines through in the main game. If you have not played Split Fiction, I genuinely suggest that you do.
Please play this game. There is so much more content to this game that you are not going to see in this showcase. Please very much do. This was one of Gabby and I's favorite games of 2025. Hence why we played it so much.
It's really good.
I need to knock that off.
You're good. All
Anyway,
right.
so as we're kind of getting into it, a lot of the speed tech I just did not. Anyway, I was supposed to hit a prompt there to grapple onto the end of this train. So a lot of the speed tech in this game is essentially going to be getting from these sort of prompts as fast as possible. But to do that, it's really sort of finding small little optimizations in movement, or as we'll see in a second again, the movement tech that we have been doing. So we have a dash, and the fastest way to dash in this game, or the movement tech primarily, is that if we hit our dash button in a certain rhythmic pattern, we avoid going what our second dash actually does, and that's put us into a dodge roll state. The dodge roll state animation is slow. We do not want to see that, but the more we just dash, the farther we actually travel, because the dash does cover a decent amount of space. We're not dashing right now, because clearly we're on jet skis. So.
Right now, the mission objective is get to the end of this prompt, don't get shot.
Mm-hmm. So as we see again, once we go off this ramp, go into attack formation, we're just going to dive bomb.
Now that's an impressive sight. Get on that train now.
It actually really is an impressive sight.
The visuals in this game are some of the best, like some of my favorite moments in gaming. We're going to see several of them throughout this showcase. This game is so cool.
This game is so cool.
This game is so cool.
We're gonna see a lot of some of my favorite set pieces in gaming just generally. That's how cool they are.
And as if running through a train, on top of a train with the conductor throwing bombs at us wasn't enough, it's rotating now.
Yeah, and I know we've seen a number of deaths already, and I have to, if you haven't played this game, if you play this game, you'll die so many. I died so many more times. An embarrassing, and it's a co-op game, so you're dying that much in front of your friend. So it's public humiliation. It's a lot.
Anyway, now we're playing a shmup.
Yeah, now it's Gradius. Gamers love Gradius.
So this is the conductor. This is the final boss of Train Heist. We need to defeat the conductor. Fun fact, and it's going to be an important fact for later, we can only aim this way in traditional shmup faction.
We can't adjust our, like the only way we adjust our aim is by moving up and down and front and back. Mr. Conductor, be kind. I know that's kind of the antithesis of what he's doing right now, but point still stands.
Grab it.
I got it.
And you may have noticed this a couple times. The way that death works in this game is you don't lose your checkpoint unless both of you die within a fairly short period of time. So a moment ago, we had one player die, and there's a little essentially mashing mini game. And as long as you can do that to revive yourself in time, you're good.
This is a fun little exploit that we do. That one little corner is just not accessible for his hitbox, so we hide there and just shoot the dickens out of him.
While you fight the conductor, may I share some love with you all?
Yep, go ahead.
We have $15 from Sapphire that says, Gabby and Birch, I could go on and on about how amazing, wonderful, and funny y'all are. You both reach as far as space and time could possibly grow.
Saf, we love you.
Thank you, Saf. We love you.
You can do another one.
We have a $100 donation from 3Stan that said they bought Luigi's whole mansion, so we may as well play all of it. Let's go!
Yeah, we're not paying for any percent of the mansion. Like, the mortgage covers the whole thing.
And if you're familiar with the PAL version of Luigi's Mansion, it is expensive.
I really thought you were going to say if you're familiar with mortgages, and I'm not.
Okay.
So I got really worried.
That is
GG
Train Heist. Oh. Okay. You're also going to see me essentially menu out before we get final cutscenes and stuff like that. That's because in our Discovery playing online, if we try to go back to chapter select while in a loading screen, sometimes the game likes to crash. So we are trying to avoid that because we haven't tested that on local.
So what you're saying is that while this game is mostly parkour, it is a little bit menus.
A teeny little bit.
Yes, it's fairly menus.
Teeny little bit menus.
It's
Because that sounds like menu speed tech to me.
It is.
So
Gabby and I are menus gamers, so playing a parkour game.
Okay, so I played this game, but you can miss the side stories, and I never saw this one until practice earlier today, and immediately, as if just an autonomic function, I said, big man. And it was only a moment later that Big Lady appeared.
Shout outs to Big Lady.
Oh my God.
Big Lady for our Fatales blog.
I did not practice commentary in this section. I was just staring at Big Man and Big Lady the whole time.
Shoutouts to giant women.
I love the frame fatales very much.
Chat, feel free to donate with your favorite giant women.
Something to note about Mountain Hike and a few of Zoe's set pieces specifically are that they are all rendered in-game. None of these are cutscenes. These are all in-engine, so we can't skip a lot of these parts, which is fine because it's really neat.
Sorry, I didn't notice before that you grapple off his nose. I really didn't know.
We somehow, so every time we've done this showcase before this, we've typically had a couch that had not played the game before and to blind react. And somehow the one time we pick someone that has played this game before, they are still apparently blind reacting to something.
I'm sorry, I'm multi-class. I'm experience and ignorance. I can do it all. Don't say big man, don't say big man. Don't
I believe in you so
man.
much.
Don't, I just said it 3 times, but I made a bit out of it to make it seem like it was okay.
Jess, bail us out. What have you got?
Got any big donations?
I was going to say, we've got a $25 donation from Chibi Carrera that says, this too is Yuri. Love you both, and so proud of y'all, less than 3. And we are $4,449 away from that upgrade to Luigi's Mansion. If this too is Yuri, upgrading to 100% is also Yuri. I don't make the rules.
That is true.
No,
So
that's
true, bestie.
The ancient texts are very clear on this.
verified by true American lesbians.
something, Luigi is a he-him lesbian. There we go. That I know what the crowd wants.
We're focus testing for the fatales.
So anyway, in these side stories, a lot of characterization also happens. So I'm gonna just let Zoe and Mio talk this next little point out. And
This idea is about something more than just hiking, isn't it? You always analyze every detail of your stories. Of course I do. And I see now that this is about how the big and strong guide the small and weak. Where I'm from, the strong prey on the weak.
sound familiar?
Zoe.
Where's Zoe from?
That comes
England.
up later. Yes. A lot of the characterization, and you can watch like these characters grow and come to know and understand each other as they proceed both through the game and the side stories. So you can watch their character progression as they, gain a deeper understanding of each other as they explore the other's subconscious. I'm not kidding. That's what these side stories are.
They are still very mean to each other throughout most of the game, though.
Yeah.
Which too is Yuri?
Okay. So we are coming up on our
Easiest
next
cheer button. Just
on
for
our next
Yuri.
Mio level, and couple warnings. This is going to be one that we do really need a lot of lock-in time because we are going to be constantly looking for audio cues. Because if the name of the level didn't tell you something, a star is currently collapsing.
There will also be a volume warning at the end of this level. 3 guesses why, and the first 2 don't count.
Is that a sun? A dying sun.
Seems like a fun vacation destination.
So if you couldn't tell from that, the audio cue we are typically looking for is that when the level gets extremely quiet, that's when a flare comes.
Zoe's got so many jokes in this level too.
What are we even trying to achieve here?
She's just like me, for real, for real.
Supernova. Yeah, I do detect some crankiness in the air. Our mission.
While you're a little safe from the sun, I wanted to say we got a $5 donation from Mother Enthusiast that says huge SO to moms. Can we get a dono train for all the moms?
You know who else is a mom? Elite Spud.
True. Elite Spud is indeed a parent. Hey, can we get some love for Elite Spud? Yeah. I want to hype up Spud for just a quick second while we get through here. For SGDQ, Spud got Luigi's Mansion in on backup and had to make the difficult decision to back out because they had recently become a parent for the second time. And so now they have been invited back to the main stage to show it off for everyone, and I think it would be a fantastic thing to be able to show off 100% as like the greatest comeback story of all time. So
Let's get 100%.
let's make it happen.
So richly deserved.
Anyway, we're going to see that there's other people at this outpost besides us, and that this is effectively sci-fi Pompeii. Oh, how am I going to be an optimist about this? This is a scripted flare.
And now we need some serious time. This platforming bit is very precise.
First try.
Nice.
That was fantastic.
Hey, anyway, we're going immediately into another attack. We call this one YOLO because the gimmick of this is shimmying up and down these posts to avoid the flares, to stand behind the doors, and we can get it in one cycle.
I missed it. That's okay. Burtch got the YOLO.
Nice backup.
Easy game.
No origin to this unstable spectacle. Nothing inside that wants to break free. Yeah, I consider myself pretty stable. Oh, stable. Yeah, like a dying.
No one in this game is stable.
No one in this game is stable.
No one on this couch is stable.
Something throwing rocks in glass space stations.
We do have a good opportunity while we are going through these rotating platforms, Jess, for any donation or two would be swell.
We have a $50 donation from OhHeyItsKara.
Hey,
It says, wait, if this too is Yuri and this too is Yuri, am I Yuri? Gabby and Burtch, you're killing it, and I'm so proud of the both of you.
Keep pushing.
We also had $10 from Evie Nix that says, shout outs to Big Lady.
Yes.
Shout out to Big Lady.
Can we get a $5 Big Lady train?
Oh my God.
We have so many Big Lady donations actually coming in.
Music to my ears.
Maybe this world is okay after all.
Hey, so you know how we have been doing all these things with the barriers we have to press button prompts for?
what if we had to do that while also platforming?
What if we had to activate them with parkour?
This is, once again, a pretty precise section, so it's serious time.
Yes, and at the end of this serious time is the volume warning, in case it wasn't obvious from the approach to the explosions.
It's almost like these flares are getting faster.
Don't freak out.
First try.
You're fine. First try, baby!
That's really impressive.
Okay.
It's fine.
I dodge rolled it.
2 cycles,
Go.
good.
2 cycles, great.
Almost out of the woods?
Okay. Me. You. Me. Go.
Oh my gosh.
Volume.
Absolutely crushed it.
It is so easy to mess up any of those timings. That was incredible. Slight biggie.
As our sun explodes, I want to read this $100 donation from Quacksilver.
Hey.
Hey.
It says, this is how you lose the time war is a 2019 science fiction fantasy LGBT epistolary novel by Amal A. Motar and Max Gladstone. It was first published by Simon & Schuster. It won the BSFA Award for Best Shorter Fiction and 2019 Nebula Award for Best Novella. And if you let the dominoes chain enough, it is directly responsible for 2 of my best friends in the entire world on the GDQ stage, showcasing the joy and connection at the heart of speedrunning for the world to see. All the love in the world to you both, Gabby and Burtch. You're crushing it. And of course, let's go lesbians!
Let's go lesbians! Anyway, so we missed that as we were dying to a black hole. We're pigs now. A much more chiller, much more calmer level in its entirety.
Yes, I do fart fly.
So fortunately for me in this case, all my movement tech has been taken away, whereas Gabby still has her dash. So a lot of my sort of skips in this case, because the entire shtick of this level is us finding these apples to feed to the doors to open up the next section of gameplay. We have to do that, essentially solving puzzles using our own movement tech.
I just want to draw everyone's attention to the fact that you have a wallow button in this section.
Yeah.
They take away my dash, but they can let me wallow.
Also, can I talk a moment about the crimes these devs have committed?
Absolutely.
Take it away.
Oh wait, first, apple door. That door loves apples.
I do love me some apples.
That door's just like me. So I earlier talked about how many incredible things these devs have done with these, asymmetrical co-op narrative cinematic experiences, and that's true. But also, they want to hurt you. They want to hurt your hearts, and I don't know why they do this. Every single one of their games has at least one just shockingly upsetting moment. In It Takes Two, if you've played that,
You know the one.
all I gotta say is the elephants. And it's very cute. It's very cute to see these pigs running around. But I need to remind you, the devs want to hurt you.
If there's anything cute in this game.
Please, no. Okay, one more time.
So, as you can see there, while Kara was talking, I was able to sort of, in this section, our puzzles are meant to be sort of done together in some sense. I was able to get away with just breaking some
Let's go.
You got the skip! You got the skip!
Hey, I've never landed that before.
That's never happened before.
That has literally never happened before.
In all of our practice, we have always gone to the backup. See, I was about to say, Gabby's apple is the one we technically do intentionally in this.
No.
In that one, but no.
No, but for AGDQ, you brought the heat.
This too is Yuri.
Oh my god.
This too is platforming.
What if big lesbians?
What if
Just
we were?
saying.
What if we were both pigs and
we had a wallow button.
we had a and
Oh.
I do have some giant woman donations if we would like.
Go for it.
hit us with the giant women.
We have a $50 donation from Sarah of Mars that says, favorite big woman? Lady D from Resident Evil Village has a big mansion and is a big woman.
Classic.
So excited to see Fatals repped during the event. Let's go, Fatals. And we are less than $3,000 away from that Luigi's Mansion upgrade.
Let's go.
So anyway, we are approaching the end of Farm Life. It's just this quick little slide to the end of the level, and easy as that. We don't even have to jump over these hay bales, because they do nothing.
But why does only one pig flinch?
This is Zoe's story.
Because one pig's having fun with it.
Anyway.
The devs want to hurt you. They don't care about your feelings. Shout out to Steven Sausage Roll. Not only are you a hot dog now, you have to cook yourself.
And not only do you have to cook yourself, but you have to put ketchup on you. The city of Chicago does not endorse this speed run.
The city of Chicago, the city of my birth, incidentally, doesn't know what it's talking about.
Wow.
Chat, can we get donations based on food crimes, hot dog opinions, and/or opinions on the city of Chicago? Anyway, nothing bad happened at the end of this level.
We don't have to worry about it.
You don't have to worry about
It's
this.
fine.
As I said, we skip 2 Mio levels, so we are going to do a second Zoe level back-to-back. That was a Zoe level, by the way. I can't stress that enough. That was Zoe. So now we are on to Notebook. Zoe's Notebook. The Notebook of Zoe.
Ah, yeah, that notebook.
Once again, rendered engine. We can't skip this. So Jess, hit us.
I have a $75 donation from Cheesy Pie that says, why is it called Yuri when you're in the woman you're out hot eat? Wait, never mind.
I gotta go.
Yes! Yes! Oh my god, this is the best day of my life.
We also had a $5 donation from Jackie Lantern that says, hey, Gabby and Burch, since it apparently takes two, here's 2 reminders that you're each loved aggressively. And here's the second reminder that you're each loved aggressively. Thank you so much for all your donations. We are closing in on that Luigi's Mansion. And chat, I need us to close that out because I want this bid war on the language selection to get spicier than it is right now, but I need the 100% so we can have more time with whatever language that wins. So please, mark that incentive. Let's get that met.
Come on, chat, you got this.
Chat absolutely has this.
Chat, we're just over halfway through this showcase.
Oh, easy. Who's gonna be the person to get us over there?
It could be you.
It could be you.
It could be you.
Those
It
are
could be
cooler.
in this room.
We need new enemies.
You know the prize you get for being the one to get us there?
Is
A
it Luigi's
100%
Mansion?
category upgrade. Not at liberty.
So we have a $50 donation from Spaff.
Thank you, Jess. Oh my God, thank you.
It says 100% is bigger than any percent. So if you support Big Lady, you're contractually obligated to also support Big Luigi.
Correct.
Keep crushing it, Burtch and Gabby.
So, long and short of this level is that this is a work in progress from Zoe on just a typical save the prince, call to adventure, yada, yada, yada. But Gabby has some opinions on this level.
Boy, howdy do I. So, this is not the first time that this happens on this level.
In this game.
In this game, Mio is notably one of two protagonists, but also the only person of color. And she consistently is anthropomorphized. She turns into animals throughout the game, whereas Zoe gets to maintain a little bit of her humanity. And honestly, I think that we should be a little bit more mindful and careful about the way that our protagonists are, portrayed within media. As a person of color myself, I saw a lot of myself in Mio when playing this game, and I think that we should be able to, see ourselves in the games and the media that we interact with. So, if you're making a game, maybe be mindful about the way that your characters interact with the narrative, and maybe stop turning your people of color into animals in your narratives. That would be swell.
Yeah, there's a lot that can be said about, it wasn't intentional, it wasn't on purpose, but I always think about how it's not enough to not mean to, you have to mean not to. Like, doing things accidentally still means you're doing them.
Yeah. From a character standpoint, in Zoe's defense, a lot of Zoe's stories are written essentially having both her and her twin sister as the main characters, hence why that's kind of a blind spot for her. As much of a, as I like to call her, a problematic fantasy author she is.
Zoe writes a lot of escapist fantasy, and it comes through a lot within the game and the writing. But it does not take away from the fact that this is the narrative of the game that we are playing, and the other person is a person of color. So, an oversight that can very easily be amended. Just something to think about, I suppose.
Anyway, we were in a cave with Spikes doing parkour. Is this Celeste? Yeah,
the one from the crowd, the single yes.
And I know
not even like a rabid just yes.
I know exactly who that yes was.
Also, at risk of sounding like a broken record, this game is beautiful.
It's so gorgeous.
This section in particular, the hand-drawn style, the adjusted frame rate, it's so well done.
Anyway, so in that case, just like the birds, we had to line up to shoot the bows, but because we're in total darkness, there was a rock in one of the ways. And now we're coming up to the boss battle of this, and technically we're picking two different bosses to fight, because this is still a work in progress, and we've been skipping over a lot of these prompts. Anyway, first we fight a crab. We do this specifically because it is faster to fight the crab first, because in this first boss battle, we don't have to technically do the second phase of the fight, and the crab's second phase is annoying because it will stand on one side of the screen and fire rocks at us, and essentially the way to do this quickly would be one of us tanks.
Why did he go all the way over there?
Because I was all the way over there.
Oh, I see.
I guess a crab isn't very intimidating.
First time for everything. Anyway, we're fighting the duck next.
It's always the birds in video games. No one likes the birds in video games, and I find that rude.
Okay, at least on this couch, you get to be both bosses. You were the crab and the duck.
This is true.
Some of us get jealous.
And anyway, the duck melts very quickly because that's all it does.
360 no scope.
That's on par for how this run has been going.
First try.
First try.
Every try.
Every time.
Call this game Cover Girl because that was easy, breezy, and beautiful.
Easy game. E for everyone.
While we're in this drawn fantasy world, I wanted to read this $25 donation from Purple that says, shout out to my favorite giant women, the Entwives, wherever they may be hiding.
Good pick, good pull.
Great pull.
All right, that is Notebook. So we are moving on to, so the next two levels are a pair of levels. We did see a pair of levels in what I like to call the Doomed Yuri levels, in that we die in the end in both Collapsing Star and Farm Life. Now these are the competition levels.
Any SSX Tricky fans in?
Yeah, the next two levels are essentially, as much as this is a co-op game, the devs do give us a chance to compete with each other, starting with Slopes of War. Fun fact, despite playing each of the opposite characters, the win-loss record on both these is very lopsided to the other person's levels. So I typically...
So this is a Mio level, first and foremost. This is a sci-fi level. Burtch always wins this one.
There's such a thing as non-doomed Yuri?
Imagine not having Doomed Yuri. So we just like do really neat kickflips and try not to die.
It's SSS Tricky.
Yep. This is basically an auto-scroller, so super quick, before we throw to our lovely host, who's rooting for Burtch in this? And who's rooting for Gabby?
Thanks, Chad.
All right, Gabby, lock in.
Oh God, oh God. Okay.
No pressure or anything.
So,
hey,
I love an underdog.
Gabby will get her win in the next level.
Listen, I will get my lick back. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It'll happen. This happens every time. It's okay.
You've beaten me on this level before. Just
once.
for that you've still beaten me in this level before.
you hit the pig trick for the first time, I believe. Hey, Jess, what do you got for us?
I wanted to point out that we are so close to that upgrade to 100% for Luigi's Mansion. We are just outside $1,400 left. We jumped up big number $1,100 to upgrade to that 100%. Thanks in part to this $10 donation to PCF from Anarchy as F that says, well, I bet you're going to be big stars. Oh, Gabby and Burtch, I'm so incredibly proud of you both for bringing this game to the big stage. This game is so incredibly you-coded for the both of you, and I'm so grateful to be able to call you both my friends. You are two of the kindest and warmest souls in this space doing good for this world, and I'm so glad you found each other. Good luck, aliens, from one of your favorite cowboys.
Anarchy, thank you.
Thank you, Anarchy. Anyway, that little bit we just went through is what I like to call top 10 scenes that make you go, heck yeah.
What's making me go heck yeah is we are now less than $900 away from that upgrade.
Oh my God.
Let's go, Chad.
Chat, we have 3 levels after this.
We are closing in on making that. I had $50 from PT come in that says, throwing in a mix-up for big women everywhere. Any Street Fighter Elena enjoyers?
Shout out to Street Fighter, shout out to the FGC.
You got Quack in your corner.
You
for
got
sure.
Quack in your corner.
And?
We also have $10 from Kitty in a hoodie that says, let's go Luigi's Mansion 100%. We are so close, chat. We are 96% of the way there.
Y'all are crushing it.
Chat, I believe. I have full faith.
Just like I believe that Gabby can win this.
It's okay. It's okay.
Don't call it a comeback.
They've been here for years.
We also had a $100 donation from Surf Wizard that said, sure, big Luigi, why not?
Why not?
That's the most Luigi thing I've ever heard. He's enormous and everyone's like, sure.
This might as well
This
happen.
This too is Yuri?
Oh my God.
Is it? We may be finding the limit.
Oh my God, we finally found it. The outer frontiers of Yuri.
As y'all cross the finish line, I want to read this $15 donation from Evie that says, so incredibly proud of you both. Your energy is lovely and your passion is contagious, and I'm so lucky to have gotten to know you both so much better over this last year. Also, is Steve getting smaller?
This one.
I have missed a crucial meme.
Good.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. Anyway, this is Kites. This is the shortest out of all 10 of the levels. It's a race. So when I said that I would make my comeback, this is my big comeback.
This is how you win.
This is how I win.
I'd love to shout out a really small piece of polish from the end of that last level. Obviously, most of this game is on split screen, but it went to just one player's screen at the end. And I'm 90% sure this is right. The player who wins is the one whose perspective takes over the screen.
Yeah.
Which is just such a small thing, and it's so cool.
It wipes to the player who wins, and in both of these levels, there are cutscenes specific to who wins the level, essentially.
Yeah.
If Zoe wins, Zoe kind of gloats a little. If Mio wins, Mio kind of gloats a little.
Because they're both kind of insufferable.
They're both insufferable.
Just a little bit, yeah.
They're both writers, and
I love this game and I love them, but they are insufferable.
I almost missed that. So in here, we're flying through these rings, and these rings essentially recharge our flight meter in this case. And if you miss one, it is really punishing because
Really
you run
punishing.
out of your flight meter and essentially fall to your doom.
We've tried skipping one of the rings because it gives you the impression that you can make it to one of the next ones. No, you can't.
Apparently, I was able to do that in the last section of rings, but in this very final one, it is very important that you hit all of them because they are just spaced that annoyingly far from each other enough, or you run out of meter that quickly. And it is essentially a race to see who gets to that prompt first, and Gabby, of course, takes the cake on this one.
Nicely done.
Great news, we did win the race to meeting that 100% Luigi's Mansion!
Let's go! Thank you, chat.
Chat, thank you all so much. Due in part to this $100 donation from Marcen3731. This is AGDQ, the best way to kick off a new year. Big women, big Luigi. We also had $25 from Emma that says, donating for my spouse's favorite large woman, Obsidian from Steven Universe.
That's a good pick.
Good pick.
There's so many good options.
There's so many good options
can't go
from
wrong.
Steven. Imagine the show that has the song that goes about giant women, having good picks for giant women.
When I played Baldur's Gate, and I always had Karlach in my party, I always gave her the Elixir of the Colossus. I don't even know if
You
that
didn't
stat
have
bonus.
to volunteer that information.
I know, but I think it's important people know what I'm about.
It's very important. Anyway, we are in our final Mio level of the showcase. We are on our penultimate level. This is Space Escape. So we are seemingly once again on a space station where some kind of disaster is happening. We're just kind of working our way through some platforming.
We did two big jumps just then. That's in part due to the gravity. Oh no.
So the main gimmick of this level is that instead of a double jump, our single jump is a wide arcing 0G jump that can get us cover very large distances, but at the same time, we can cut that arc with our dash and move a little bit faster and sort of drop down from the apex of our jump, or even cut our jump before it reaches the apex. Anyway, after we put on our spacesuits, we're gonna go on a little spacewalk and show up to, we are quickly approaching one of my absolute favorite set pieces, scenes,
This part is beautiful.
settings in pretty much all of gaming. So
Let's just take a minute and take it in together.
Heavens, that's quite a view. Even better than I imagined.
even better than I imagined.
God, it's so cool. I love this game. Also, I just want to make a note, especially in this level, the audio design is fantastic.
The fact that we can hear the breathing in the spacesuits, peak.
So ideally, in a perfect world, we would be able to access this last escape pod. This is not a perfect world.
Any fans of Gravity starting Sandra Bullock? Legitimately, the first time we played this casually, I had a panic attack because the design of this level to sort of create the feeling of this that you are doomed.
Doomed and like lost and afloat in space with a dwindling oxygen tank and
Really?
your grappling hook as your only tool to get out of it. It is intense.
I'll be honest, even just watching this from here is a little much for me.
It's a lot.
Oh my god. This is being rude.
You got this.
There we go.
There you go. Easy.
First try.
First try, every try.
I've often said that gravity is the rudest of the fundamental forces.
Really?
I'm not going to address that.
At some point, I'm like, I hope this gets literally 0 laughs, and I nailed it.
I also
Nobody agree with Kara.
I also think
it's
you
true, I
activated
feed off
Jess
of
a
that.
little bit because Jess does math for a living, and hearing that really was just incredible.
Oh, what is it, the weak nuclear? Come on.
I'm an electromagnetism girly myself.
I'm a librarian.
I'm a screenwriter.
Jess, bail us out again.
I wanted to tell you all that we have $25 from Elite Spud that says, greetings from next door. Best of luck to the both of y'all, less than 3.
Hi,
and
Spud.
I wanted to remind everybody right now that the language selection for Luigi's Mansion is open. We have more Luigi's Mansion, so more time with this language. Right now, German just jumped in the lead as I was reading. So it is just barely in the lead by about $10, I believe, over English. But if you are feeling comfortable with that language choice and instead want to show some love, we do have a soundtrack choice as well for Rise of the Triad Lucratus Edition. Right now, there is 3 options, 1994 MIDI, 1994 OPL, or the 2013 reboot. None of those have any money towards them right now, which means you could be the first. If you're appreciating the soundscape here and want to influence the soundscape later, that bid war is open for you.
Wait, that is Space Escaped.
Thank you, Jess.
Heck yeah.
Thank you, Jess.
Thanks, Jess.
And we are currently entering our final level, which is the final level of the showcase because this is Gabby and I's favorite of the side stories. This is Moon Market.
So this is a very old idea of mine. Should I be worried? Nope. And I can't wait to show you.
The premise of this is that we are going to a magical night market.
Zoe explains it.
Once again, rendered in engine. So we have been doing all these levels inbounds. There are out-of-bounds skips that essentially equate for the any percent of this. The any percent of these levels, the any percent for this level is just over 1 minute because after this quick little cutscene, there is a chance to hop up in some geometry that completely and entirely skips the mechanics of this level. But we're going to do every little bit of it.
Just for you, chat.
Just for you, chat, because the concept of this level is that, as we're sort of getting tutorialized right now, is that we need to find these cat spirits to find the gates to unlock them. And we do this through a series of 3 quick little mini games, platforming sections, what have you, Skip. Or you could let the cats show.
We can watch the cats run
got
away
that.
for a moment.
Anyway, we're coming up to what is essentially the most difficult of the first 3, and that is Baba Yaga.
I'm so glad we got woos for Baba Yaga. This is a well-read crowd.
Or
As
shout out-
JPEG so fantastically put it,
Barbara Yaga.
Barbara Yaga.
Shout outs to Barbara Yaga.
Barbara Yaga is one of my favorite big women.
The
Look at her.
house
Look at
is
the
the
house.
big woman.
Yeah.
I think Barbara Yaga is just regular size.
No, Baba Yaga. Barbara Yaga is the house. It's a Frankenstein's monster sort of deal.
Okay, the monster refers to Victor as his father, so the monster's last name would also be Frankenstein, so they're both right. I'll take things I didn't expect to say on the GDQ stage for 100. But I'm right.
I have some things to think about, not gonna lie.
On the note of you should play this game, we're not going to see any of it in this speedrun because it's a speedrun, but this level in particular is just a playground. There's so much you can do in the main market hub that has nothing to do with the progression. It's just there for you to have fun with it, and I love that. I don't know why the same devs that want to hurt you with things like the pig section also want you to have the best time ever. This game is so good.
This game has an achievement called Potion Maker? Potion Seller? I don't know. And during our casual playthrough, I was just faffing around by the cauldron, making all of the potions, and Burtch was like, my dear, my love, we're in the torment nexus. A little bit of urgency, please.
God forbid women have hobbies.
God forbid I mix a little potion, you know?
They give this to you because this is the final Zoe set of levels, much like Notebook. But anyway, here's Wonderball.
Big
Oh, Angie baby.
I do have a $50 donation from Lesbian Cat here.
Perfect timing.
Just sitting here watching a very lesbian run with my very lesbian wifeys, living my very lesbian life. I freaking love women. Let's go lesbians and also trans rights.
So true.
Trans rights. Let's go.
That really got me.
Let's get back to the gate.
Anyway, we are wrapping up coffins real quick as the second of 3.
This really is parkour the game. There's a lot of platforming. It's fun, don't get me wrong. But if you're a menus girly and you're learning parkour for the first time, the skill curve is definitely something.
Shout out to the little mole people with wizard hats.
They're so cute. Alrighty, and so in this section, we have to fill in these empty flower beds with flowers via dancing. It's
For some reason, this was the hardest part of the game for me. And I don't know why.
That makes sense.
I'm not gonna ask questions about what that means.
Don't worry about it.
What?
Okay.
We have $15 donation from Bree that says, I just donated, but I needed to send in big Eurigi. Is this anything?
Oh, Eurigi.
It is.
It is now.
Some ideas are too powerful to be spoken. When let out to the world, you cannot predict what they will do.
Let's get you out of there.
What hath lesbians wrought?
And you can tag at Games Done Quick on Blue Sky with your fan art of Eurigi.
Oh goodness.
Chat, who do you ship Eurigi with? There we go.
Brave soul.
That's actually the most correct answer.
You know.
I'm not gonna lie.
Anyways.
I have expired.
Anyway,
I am deceased.
We are coming up at the end of this level and this showcase.
Oh my god.
Real quick, if our commentators have any final words.
Support the women and femmes in your life. Watch the rest of this marathon. We're all coming back in various forms throughout this week. Trans rights forever. Trans liberation now. That's me.
And that's also me.
And time. I've been Professor Burtch. I'm going to be back here on Tuesday, so Gabby, take it away.
Real quick. That's a 51-56. That's a PB, baby.
That's a PB.
Let's go!
Okay, I don't want to keep us in for very, very long. So I do have a little list of everybody who I want to shout out because I would be nothing without the people who have supported me to get here. First of all, I want to give so much love to our host, theValiantSun, who is my best friend. We first had our appearance on a mainline online during the online era, and now they're hosting for me, and I am here, and it's a beautiful full circle moment, and I love you. I love our friends here on the couch. You two are absolutely wonderful. My life is so much richer having known you. Shout outs to the Cowboys and Aliens. You know who you are. You're absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for being in my life. I want to give a shout out to the language restreams. Un saludo especial para Speedruns Español. Thank you all so much for your work. You're absolutely incredible. And additionally, I want to give all of the groups in speedrunning who are working to uplift and support underrepresented groups a lot of love. That is Frame Fatales, Black in a Flash, LHS and ASA, Hidden Heroes on Hotfix. If you are interested in any of these groups and you are on site, check out the tables during the day. GD Queer, Lady Arcaders. There are so many of you. Thank you all so much for your work. You're incredible. We are here. We are incredibly talented, and thank you for giving us a platform. And finally, thank you for being my partner in crime. It is exactly 1 year to the day that we met. So happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
And that is it for me. Thank you all so much. Tune into Elite Spud. Thank you all so much for getting that 100% incentive. Keep supporting the Prevent Cancer Foundation. Cancer touches us all, and this all goes to an amazing cause. So stay tuned, and thank you all so much.
This is how we win.
This is how we win.